Okay, so the first thing you're gonna do, if this is your window right here that you're looking at, that you're gonna be hanging your backdrop up on, you're going to push the curtains to the sides so your window's completely open. You're going to find the center of the window, and your first big white hook is gonna rest on the window trim, and it should be between the curtain rod then and your window trim. You're gonna use the window trim as your level to rest your hooks on, or the three big hooks. So you're gonna have three big white hooks and then three small clear ones on this wall for this backdrop. So you've got your middle big hook right in the center of the window, right resting on top of the window trim. You've got your next one, you're gonna measure out from center of the middle one. Your right one is gonna be 30 inches out to center of this one, resting on the window trim to that outside. And then your left side, 30 inches out from center to center of the hooks, 30 inches out to the left side, resting on the window trim for level. If it does not go clear to the outer corners of the window, no big deal, but it just has to be 60 inches total for the backdrop to hang. Then you're gonna have three smaller clear hooks for this wall. This first one here is 8 inches out from the big white one, and it is up towards the more level with the top of the white one, and then maybe down just a little bit. 8 inches out, this is where your floral is gonna, one edge of it hangs here, and then it just kind of hangs down, so you don't need another hook for that part, just to hang this top part here. And then there's a feather that comes out that's gonna cover up this hook. This hook should get covered by, you should be able to kind of pull your curtain over just a little bit to hide that hook. If not, no big deal. It doesn't look that bad. So, it should kind of hide with your white window trim and white curtains and all those things too. So then your next clear hook is gonna come down this way, left side. It is 6 inches down. 6 inches down, it's on the outside of the window trim. I would put it away from the window trim, maybe like an inch or so, because then you have space to be able to still hook things, because if it's right up against the window trim, you may have trouble kind of putting your loops for garlands and stuff around that. So 6 inches down from that on the outside of the window trim, about an inch out from the window trim. This next one is 11 inches down on the outside of the window trim, again about an inch out away from the window trim to give yourself space to hook things on. And that should be it for your hooks for this wall, or for your window. So then the next thing you're gonna do is you're going to be putting up your first backdrop with the curtain. So these are labeled, they're not labeled, but they have grommets at the top with ribbon to hook on. So on your right side, large hook, middle, large hook, left side, large hook. So those ones are on. At this point, you can, yours will probably not have the drape. Mine aren't quite 30 inches out. That should straighten this out a little bit if you have them out 30 inches this way and 30 inches this way. So then at this point, you can kind of get your curtain straightened. You can steam it, get all the wrinkles out, whatever needs to happen there. And then this is made so that this outer edge is a little bit longer than the inside, so it should kind of wrap around and cover up the white curtain underneath. So then once you have this piece on, then you move to the grass garland. This one is labeled left, middle, and right. The left side is where the floral arrangement is gonna go. So find your left side, that goes on the big white hook. Left loop goes on the big white hook, and then middle, and then right side. The left side should have the longer grass on that end. So the grass is gonna be longer on your left side, and then it's shorter on the right. The next thing that's gonna go up is the bunting, the crocheted bunting. And this one, so I don't have them labeled left and right side. There is a loop on each side there is a little bit extra string just in case you, can you hop off of there, please? You're shaking your camera. There is a loop. Can you hop off of there, please?
No, not moving.
I know, but you might accidentally. There's a loop and a little bit extra. Please get down. Just in case you need to make it a little longer, whatever. You can shorten it up. It doesn't matter. But anyway, so the loops for this, I've got measured out. So, the only thing with this is on these tassels, if you are looking at the center tassel, just make sure that there's like a back side to it where the yarn is tied, there's a little knot, so I want to flip it so that the tassel, but I will mark them so it's easy. Okay, I'll mark this goes to the left side, that way it's hanging right. It won't be a big deal if it's backwards, it's not a problem. So we have staggered these on the outside so that this bunting comes more out from the floral, and then it kind of gives it just a more asymmetrical look. And then press the grass back down behind that. And then you can straighten out your yarns this way. And then you will have a little extra string. Once, if she is going to use this in the nursery to hang up, you may want to leave the extra string. You can always take it and tuck it back behind the backdrop. If you want, this one will probably be hidden by floral, but you can tuck those strings back if you want to, and that gives her a little bit of extra space to be able to hang the bunting. And I just have loops tied into it is all I have. So, okay, so then after that bunting is up, then your next bunting is a double one. So these I have tied together, and this one I have got it labeled as the bottom. Does not matter right or left side on this one. Should be the same. You'll just want to make sure that it's not kind of flipped over sideways. You'll want it to kind of, it has this tiny loop, and then you'll want it to be kind of up on top of it. So that hangs from these same small clear hooks. One on this side, and then one over on this side. The loop is very small, but just that's what I used to measure from. So, and again, you can adjust those loops if you need to. And these little tabs that I have on here, if you want to cut them off once you have all this hung up, you can. There's just a little piece of tape. Yes, it does look like a picture wall, doesn't it? Okay, so then I would just make sure my garlands were straight, like nothing like funky is happening. Just make sure that they drape nice this way, and that they're not like kind of getting mingled up on here. So it's just lays flat. I mean, you'll be able to see if you like it or not. But this is how this one is hung. Then the next one, same thing. I've got little tabs. This one says that's the top one. So it is the garland that will go across the top. And again, it has little loops as well with little tapes at the loops that you can cut off when you're done and you've got it hung up how you want it. It just made it easy to find it that way. And so that hangs on each side on this little clear hooks as well. And then I would press the grass back behind that as well. So all the grass should be back on the first layer. Then you've got your garland, you've got your cream bunting, then you've got your pink buntings on top of those. On top of that kind of lays on the outer layer now at this point. Then this is like an extra, just like a little, it just kind of gives it a fun little extra thing. I have it on this side, you can put it on the other side, whatever you think looks best. I have put it on the opposite side to the floral arrangement just to give that side a little bit of extra something. Okay, last, or not last, but then the next thing is the floral arrangement. So, I will have this labeled at the top or the bottom, but on this floral arrangement, so when you pull it out, it may be a little squished down, you're gonna just fluff it up after. But there are tabs on the back of this for the top, and these will hang on the top hooks. So this back corner, you just take the tab and hang it up here on the big white hook on the far left. Then this one is gonna go on your little clear hook that is in the center of your big ones here. That's 8 inches out. And then I find the tab on this back side and hang it up on that clear hook. Then at this point, I would fluff up my flowers and just kind of try to get any holes. There's going to be like some holes here. We can fill those in. I will send some extra stuff to kind of stick in the holes so that you don't see the netting and the foam blocks back there. So once you have that all fluffed up and nice, then we are going to stick in, I'll fix that. So then the next thing, there are 2 feathers. One feather, the longer one, is going to go up in this top part here. So you're going to stick this into the foam block, and you're going to, I would strategically angle it so that it actually the feathers are coming down. Leah, put that down, please. The feathers are coming down in a way that looks pretty. So I like that. So I would stick it in this way, and I would kind of angle it up so that it was going to come across, be across this, kind of cover up this hook here. And I would stick that in as far as I need to. And you can rearrange it, you can pull it back out, stick it back in, whatever needs to happen. This will start getting holes in the foam, and it may not hook as well once you do that. Girls, Leo, no, I need that.
Why?
Go on. Okay, so then the next thing, Ellie, nope. Leo, Elizabeth. Oh, I know, you're having fun, aren't you? Okay, so then the last little feather thing goes underneath into the bottom of this. Same thing, it's gonna go right in the center and stick right up into the foam. I'm not gonna stick it into the foam on this one because I don't want to puncture another hole in it so that you can have as much space as you need. But essentially this one will hang down, again, turn it so that it's got the pretty fluffied out here. So that one will hang down on this side, and then you can kind of also get those down. Okay, so then we've got this one, yep, lift up. And you can kind of mess with this stuff, whatever you need. If something needs to be kind of come out a little, you feel like, then just kind of wiggle it until it comes out. You can move things around. It's not really gonna hurt anything. You've got the gist of it though. So then some of the last things that I did to the arrangement, I've got this little piece that's just kind of fun. You don't have to put it in. It just kind of goes back here. It kind of helps cover up this back hook.
But what about this one?
That one will get covered up by a curtain, okay? And then I will have these little pieces that are like this, that are just kind of like a ball of the grass. And what I did with those is if there's a hole somewhere, I'll have a few of them, just stick them into the hole under the flowers, and it just kind of fills it in so you don't see the stuff you don't want to see. Yeah. Okay. Here, step this way, please. So, and then I have these dried, they're dried Queen Anne's lace stuff, and you can just kind of stick them into the foam. I'll leave them long, but just to kind of give it a little bit more, I don't know, height. Just toot on camera? Okay. Well, there we go. All right, so anyway, but I would just kind of stick these in.
These things go right here in the flowers. They're blue crystals. And they go right here.
So I'm not actually sticking these into the thing, but just so you kind of have an idea. There will be a few of them, just stick them wherever you think looks pretty.
And there's a blue thing right there.
We have like a missing piece, so which I'll fix that, but just anything, just kind of move, I kind of just move leaves, like to cover up things, whatever you need to do. And then again, I'll have those other things that you can stick it. And then just stick these little things around.
These things
Just
go
kinda gives
up
it some
at
fun.
top, whatever you think it will go.
If this looks a little bit like it needs something more to kind of stagger out, you might do that.
Blue, print. Blue, chicken.
Okay, so there is, here, let's step away so we can kind of, so there is the wall, and then the next thing will be setting up your table in front of that, and I will
So
do a
right
video
here
of
is
that.
the table.